You're watching Cetome TV. Knowledge is power.
Does each cancer have to have a mutation? Like, is there always a mutation?
There's always
involved?
a mutation, yes. Cancer,
or more than one.
Cancer is a disease of genetic mutations. Yeah.
That's what causes it.
And epigenetic mutations.
Mutations.
But mutations, yes.
Yes. And I squeaked that in there, but it is important to note that, you know, when we do genetic testing panels for patients, very rarely do they have just one mutation.
Yeah, and it just depends on how deep you want to look. I mean, we did whole exome sequencing, and, you know, there was just mutations everywhere, you know. And of course, you know, you can't necessarily look at every mutation. You have to try to focus on the mutations that you have data for.
And the ones that you have reason to assume are most aggressive,
or that indicate treatments that have targeted drugs for. You want to have that, and then you want to be able to look at the mutations that prevent those targeted drugs from working. You know, there's two sides to that.
Right. Which ones will help your treatment and which ones might get in the way.
Exactly.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. And you can't figure that out without the genetic testing.
No, you have to look at the whole gene.
And then the research, the analysis of your results. It's not just the test results.
I love the analogy that Brian Cox used when he was describing DNA. When you have a piece of DNA that has 150 base pairs, just 150 base pairs. Now you have to understand some genes have, you know, 200,000, more than that. You know, I think I'm not sure. I don't remember the size of all of the genes, but, you know, 200,000 base pairs is not unheard of. Okay.
So
I
just
think BRCA1 has 200,000. So in just a piece of DNA that's 150 base pairs long, the possible combination of mutations is 4 by the power of 150. And that number is significantly higher than all of the atoms in the known universe based on hydrogen atoms.
Okay, my mind is blown.
We don't, you know, it's hard to even calculate those numbers. So it just goes to tell you possible combinations of mutations. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we come back to the is there going to be a cure for cancer question, which we hear fairly frequently, there's a lot to sort out yet.
There's a lot of mutations to look at.
We're miles ahead in 2019 from where we were just 10 years ago. Yes. For sure. Yeah.
Thank you for watching Cetome TV. Subscribe below and stay informed.